To best follow along with this tutorial, you may need to toggle additional toolbars from the View menu, or simply turn on the Large Tool Set.
SketchUp has always had a unique look and feel, and now the Styles dialog box makes it easier than ever to apply, edit, mix, and share your own unique styles. You can start by selecting a pre-made style from the existing library. Just look through the menu for a style set that interests you. Then simply click on a style to apply it to your model. Rather than hunting through various menus to tweak your settings just right each time you create a new model, you can apply all those various settings with just one click. Furthermore, all the various settings you can affect have been gathered together into this one dialog box. Click on the Edit tab to make changes to your style. There are 5 categories that you can affect: edge, face, background, watermark, and modeling. A quick glance into some of the settings show how easy it is to make changes, and those changes are seen in the model. Before we explore these settings, however, let's look at how to save styles. Because the true power of styles is the ability to apply so many unique settings with just one click, you want to make sure to always save any changes you make to a style. You can update an existing style by changing some settings and clicking on this icon. This updated style will be saved as part of the model, but can't yet be applied to other SketchUp models. To save a completely new style, it's good to give your style a name and then click on this icon. This creates a new unique style. To save this style out for use in other SketchUp models, let's first create a new library that can be used to save all your unique styles. First, click on this icon to expand the Styles dialog box. From the lower menu, click on the flyout arrow and choose to open or create a library. This pops up a menu where you can browse to a location on your computer to save your styles. Create a new folder if necessary and choose OK. Saving your styles is now as easy as dragging it to this new library, and this library can be opened in any future SketchUp model. Now that we know how to choose and save styles, let's look at the various settings available in the Edit tab. Edge settings allow you to apply traditional SketchUp edge styles to your model and change the pixel size of the effect. For example, you might thicken the profiles, turn extensions on and make them longer, and include jitter edges as well. You can also change the color of all the edges in your model by clicking on the color square and picking a different color. Using just these few settings gives you a lot of control over how your model looks, and there's actually more you can do. Go back to the Select tab, and from the default style set, choose Sketchy Edges. Click through a few of these to see that you can actually give your SketchUp models the feel of a hand-drawn sketch. You may want to have a very roughly sketched feel, or soft wide strokes, or perhaps tight straight edges. But Sketchy Edges opens up many more possibilities for your models. With the Sketchy Edge applied, go back to the Edit tab. The options for the Edge category have changed due to this sketchy style. You can still add profiles, extensions, and depth cue to the edges, but also affect the level of detail for the sketchy style. Just like a true sketch, every tiny detail isn't shown, and you can control via the slider how much detail is shown in the model. The option for Halo affects how certain edges will meet with other edges. This is easily seen by turning up the halo amount and toggling it on and off. With no halo amount, the edges all extend to the next edge. But with a halo amount, the edges will pull away, much like real sketches might do. As with regular edges, you can also affect the color of this sketchy edge. Face settings give you control over the default color of faces in the model. Every face has a front and a back side, and you can change those colors as you like. You can also choose between the different face rendering methods. This box is wireframe mode, showing edges only. This is hidden line mode, displaying surfaces the same color as the background. Shaded mode will show surfaces as colored with no textures. Texture mode shows any textures you've applied to the model, and monochrome mode will show the entire model in only the default front and back surface colors, which is useful when you've applied many colors or textures to your model and need to see which faces are front and back facing. The X-ray mode applies to any surface mode and shows the model as transparent. You can toggle this on and off. If you have applied materials to your model that are semi-transparent, such as a window material, you can enable or disable that transparency here, and also change the quality of the transparency. The higher the transparency quality, the more taxing the effect will be on your computer. Background settings are simple enough. You can change the overall color of the background here, or you can toggle the sky or ground on or off and change the color as well. Based on your model needs, you can give the ground a certain amount of transparency and decide if you want to see the ground plane when you are beneath it. When you're trying out your own styles, be sure to combine different background colors with different edge colors to get varied effects. Watermarks give you the ability to combine actual images with your model. This gives you a wide range of effects, as you can see in these examples. You can add paper texture over the model, create borders or title blocks, add background texture or context. You are only limited by your imagination. To create a watermark, click on the plus icon to add an image. Navigate to the image you want to use and open it. This brings up the watermark dialog box. The first step is to name your watermark and decide if you want to use it as a background to your model or an overlay. I'll start by placing this as an overlay. Choose Next and you can affect the transparency of the image with this slider, letting more or less of your SketchUp model show through. Checking to use Brightness for Transparency will give your model an interesting effect, as the image isn't seen, but it is used as a transparency overlay for your SketchUp model. Choose Next to make changes to how the image is displayed on screen. You can stretch the image across the whole screen and choose to keep the aspect ratio or not. You can tile the image or choose to have the image positioned in a specific location on screen and change the scale as needed. This option is particularly useful for placing logos. Click on Finish to complete this process. You can add one or multiple watermarks to an image to create very unique effects. In the modeling category, you can change settings that affect how SketchUp looks while you are working in it. For example, entities that are selected are shown in a blue highlight by default, but you can change this color simply by clicking on the box, picking a new color and saying OK. You can change the color for guidelines, make changes to section cut properties, or toggle the axis or other general settings on and off here. The final tab in Styles is the Mix tab. This shows the 5 categories we just reviewed, and you can mix settings from various styles here. When you choose to mix styles, a second Styles box will open if it is not already. Here you can pick through existing styles. Simply click on a style to sample it, then in the Mix tab, click on the category that you want to copy those settings to. For example, I may want the edge settings from this style combined with the watermark settings from this style. It is as easy as picking the styles and mixing them to the particular settings we want. Always remember to update or save your new style.